personally thank the governors on behalf of myself and behalf of all the people of the state. They've been extraordinary colleagues through this situation. We've been mutually supportive and mutually helpful beyond the normal government relations or political relations. This was a situation that nobody had really faced before, and I can tell you that they were personal comforts and sources of strength for me, and being able to talk through this situation with them and come up with coordinated plans really made a difference. And there were no states that were handed a worse hand, if you will, when this started than our states. Remember what happened. We had some of the highest infection rates because we had people coming from Europe who brought the virus. They trace our virus in this region back to Europe. And we had a federal government that told us the virus was in China, it's in China, it's in China. It wasn't in China. It had left China and went to Europe, and then it came here from Europe. January, February, March, 3 million Europeans came into our region of the country, and they brought the virus. And by the time we found out, by the time the federal government figured it out, we had a viral spread all through the community. So we had the highest numbers to deal with in the country. And you look at where we are now, we did a full 180 degrees. We went from the highest cases, the highest viral transmission rate, to some of the lowest rates in the country. No one else had to accomplish as much as we had to accomplish in such a short period of time. No one else had to bend the curve as much as we had to bend the curve. And when people take a deep breath and the political rhetoric dies down, those are going to be the facts. So I applaud my colleagues for doing an extraordinary job. We now have to make sure that the rate continues to drop. And that's what keeps me up at night, and I'm sure keeps them up at night. So we have to make sure we're doing everything and we're diligent and our citizens are diligent. We also have to make sure the virus doesn't come in on a plane again. Learn that lesson, been there, done that. So we're announcing today a joint travel advisory. People coming in from states that have a high infection rate must quarantine for 14 days. And we have a calibration for the infection rate, and any state that goes over that infection rate, that state will be subject to the quarantine. It's only for the simple reason that we worked very hard to get the viral transmission rate down. We don't want to see it go up because a lot of people come into this region and they could literally bring the infection with them. It wouldn't be malicious or malevolent, but it would still be real. So we are jointly instituting that travel advisory today, because what happens in New York happens in New Jersey, happens in Connecticut. And I think it's right, and I think it's smart, and I'm glad that we're doing it together. And we've done a lot of good things together, and hopefully we're on the other side of this mountain, and we'll continue to see the numbers go down, and we'll continue to see the economic activity go up. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my neighbor, Governor Phil Murphy. Phil, thank you again for everything. Thank you for what you've done, not just for New Jersey. Thank you for what you've done for New Yorkers. And there's no doubt that our partnership has made it better for both states. So thank you very much, Governor Phil Murphy.
Andrew, thank you. And I echo your words of thanks and deepest appreciation for the partnership with you and with Ned. You know, we live in the densest neighborhood in America. We've been clobbered by this virus. No region in the country has paid a bigger price with the loss of brothers and sisters. We've lost just under 13,000 members of our New Jersey family. New York has paid an enormous price. Connecticut has paid a big price as well. And I can't thank you enough for your partnership, guys. We need to do things right by inside the four walls in our respective states. We need the federal government but boy, have we needed our neighbors. And I can't thank you and Governor Lamont enough for your partnership and the spirit of teamwork in this extraordinary chapter in our state's and our nation's history. Listen, my echo is simple. This is a smart thing to do. We have taken our people, the three of us, these three states, through hell and back. And the last thing we need to do right now is to subject our folks to another round. And this virus is risky enough on its own in terms of the potential to flare back up. So doing something common sense as this is, to say to folks, listen, it's time for personal responsibility. If you've been in a state that has a high infection rate, do the right thing. And that is taking 14 days and self-quarantining. It's the right thing to do. It's the common sense thing to do. It's the responsible thing to do. So I'm honored to be alongside my fellow governors today and support this notion wholeheartedly. And I know the details will come from our respective health departments on exactly what this means, but it's a really smart, common sense step, particularly as we have the three states have really broken the back of this virus. Thank you again for everything and for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Governor Murphy. And again, I do believe we're all on the other side of the mountain, but we determine what happens. It's what our people do. It's our policies. And it's not over until it's over. And I think it'll help us all. Thank you very much, Phil. And our other colleague and partner, Governor Ned Lamont from Connecticut. Governor, thank you very much for your partnership. Thank you for the personal support and personal friendship you've given me. Nobody wanted to go through this, but you see sometimes in life when the pressure is on, you see the best and the worst in people and society. And I think we saw that here. And one of the high points, one of the best facets that came out of this was strong people got stronger and strong relationships got stronger. And New York and Connecticut and New Jersey really stood together. And I want to thank you very much. Governor Ned Lamont. Technical glitch. Can we get Governor Lamont back? One second for Governor Lamont. Let me give you some details. Oh, here he is.
On a jet airplane, but it's not going to leave on a jet airplane. It only goes by working together with New York, New Jersey, and the other states in our region to make sure that we maintain the protocols, the social distancing, the masks, everything we have done successfully over the last few months to bring our positivity rate to less than 3%. And I got to say, I'm blessed to have you guys as fellow governors, as well as Rhode Island and Massachusetts. The Northeast region has taken this seriously, and that's allowed us as a region to power through and get our positivity rates very low. But we're not an island. And as we look around the rest of the country, you know, we have seen not just spikes, but we've seen real community spread, better than 10% positivity rate in a number of these states that we're talking about right now. And if it was limited to, you know, the nursing homes or the prisons or something containable, perhaps we would not be as concerned. But right now we're seeing, you know, places within some of these states where you have a positivity rate of 20, 30, 40%. In many cases, younger people, folks who travel 18 to 35, who are maybe not at risk themselves, but are highly infectious. So, you know, working with Phil and Andrew over the last, you know, week or two, we reluctantly came to the conclusion that this is what we've got to do to make sure that our region stays safe and our state stay safe as we make sure that we can safely get our businesses back and our schools back up and operating, you know, this fall. and we'll be monitoring this carefully. We've got the quarantine in place. We'll be doing publicity and social media, reaching out to the travel agents, doing everything we can to tell people, you know, if you come to Connecticut, you come to New York, you come to New Jersey, you come safely, and you follow the protocols, starting with the quarantine. Andrew, Phil, great being with you guys.
Great. Governor Lamont, same here. Thank you very much. And hopefully we're on the other side and we stay on the other side. Governor, thank you very much.